So then I climbed in a familiar place. I'm trying to get back to your embrace and see your face. Counting time till we're smiling makes me stronger. Hold me longer. Time slips by, count rising. Get me closer till I hold her. You see, I made plans to fly away, but then I got locked inside a place. You know, I think back to sunshine breaks to see your face. Counting time till I'm smiling. Make me stronger. Hold me longer. Time slips by, count rising. Get me closer till I
Hello, welcome to Going Live for Love. I'm Belinda Love. This show is delivered to you by Deliveroo. We are on episode 4. It has been an amazing journey so far. First episode, we got to know Nina and what she's wanting and how she's been since The Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise. The second episode, I revealed all of the contestants. Last night, episode 3, we had such a fun time. We had the guys showcase their talents, have a conversation with Nina to get to know each other, some fun, quirky activities, and then we had an isolate or an isolate card at the end, which meant, sorry, my cat is on the table shaking the laptop. Sorry about that. So then we had two gentlemen leave us. So very shortly I'll show you who they are. We'll bring all the guys back. But tonight we're going to go a little bit deeper than just the fun, quirky activities. We have our intimacy expert, Michelle Penning. She is amazing. We're bringing her on. She's going to ask the guys lots of questions to get to know their more sensitive side, their deeper side, vulnerable side. Not something that we see on other reality TV shows. So essentially what I want to do is bring authenticity, the rawness, and it's also engaging. So if you're watching now or if you're watching later, make sure you comment because I will reply to those comments and it's interactive. Plus subscribe. Because if you don't subscribe, you can't see who wins tomorrow and who gets to have the date with Nina, delivered to you by Deliveroo. All right. So with that, I'm going to say it again without further ado. I'm going to bring Nina out and see how she is. Come on out, Nina. There you
Hi.
are. Hi. Oh, are you in your bedroom?
I am a little bit of change of scenery tonight.
Lovely, lovely. You in your PJs? No.
No, I'm in my uniform.
So have you got pants on?
I'm in a dress.
Okay. Okay. Good. No, because often these days people are Zooming without their pants on.
Yeah, that would have been last night.
Oh,
Or they were like just like a blanket.
is that? Well, see, you don't get that on TV, do you?
No, not at all.
I love it. All right. So how are you feeling about last night?
Yeah, really good. I didn't think the decision would be as hard as it was.
Yeah.
I thought there would be like at least one or two obvious standouts who I would eliminate on night one, and that wasn't the case. So you've done very, very well.
Great. Wow. I love to hear that. So tonight we've got Michelle coming on. You know Michelle, which is great.
Yes, I do very well. So these guys better be ready.
And basically, I'm having technical issues tonight, unfortunately. So, which is why we're late. So I do apologize. So now I'm going to bring out all of the guys very soon. But what I want to do is recap on who they are, what happened last night. So we can. What I want to do, actually, before I do that, I want to let's bring out Michelle. Let's bring out Michelle. Michelle, come on down.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you?
Good. You're glowing. You look like an angel.
Thank you.
So what I want to do now is, because you're an intimacy expert and you have done a lot of work and have a lot of experience, I want to show you all the contestants and get your idea on who you think, based on my summary and Nina's reactions, who you think, excuse me, might be a potentially good match for Nina. And before I do that, I just wanted to learn a little bit about you and what you do, and then we'll go into the guys.
Yeah, cool. So thanks for having me here, first off. And second, so yeah, I'm an intimacy alchemist. So I help women, I work with women, and I help them to get really connected to themselves so they can have real intimacy with men. So it's a lot of diving into yourself, getting connected to your body, knowing what you want, working through all these blocks, and showing up with vulnerability in relating. So yeah, it's pretty special work.
Yeah. Can you remember one of your standout transformations that you've had that is on top of mind?
I've had a lot. Like I've had women that have been single for like 10 years, and then like they've gone through this particular program, and then they're like in like this one particular woman that I'm thinking of, and then she gets into this relationship after 10 years of being single, and I'm just like, that is the best. But even besides that obvious thing of just women saying like, thank you that I finally feel worthy of a relationship now. I finally feel like I can be myself around a man, and I don't have to be like the cool girl or the nice girl or the people pleaser. Like that is just
people pleasing. Excuse me. That's
a huge part of what I do. I love working with people pleasing women.
Me too. I hear you. Yeah. Why? And so on that note, why do you think people please?
Look, it's really like, I get it. It comes from a good place. And this stuff all stems from like childhood, right? We're basically just trying to get our needs met, essentially. So we're like, okay, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want any confrontation. So I'm just going to do what you want. And then it's like, I have no responsibility, right? But actually, people pleasing is actually quite like a selfish thing, because what it is, it's avoiding conflict. It's like, I don't actually want to deal with your emotions. I don't want to deal with your uncomfortability. So I'm just going to like do whatever you want. So it comes from a good place, but it doesn't ultimately get you anywhere. And how do you know if you're people pleasing or martyring yourself? It's because it's usually followed by a lot of resentment. It's not actually giving from a place of generosity and love and care. It's like, I'm going to do this thing, but I want something back, or I'm going to resent you for it.
And I think also on that note, it comes with a lot of exhaustion, because if you're constantly people pleasing, you're not really authentically living who you are, and you're not genuinely being yourself. You're being somebody to please others, which at the end of the day, it's really hard to keep track of that. What do you think about that?
Totally. Well, what happens in relationships is we show up as the people pleaser, right? And then we do a program like mine and we get rid of that, or like we start to integrate these pieces and start to show up authentically. And then in relationships, people were like, who is this? Like, who is this person? You've changed. And that can almost reinforce the belief of like, see, I'm not lovable when I show up as myself.
Yeah.
Right. But you've just switched the thing midway through the relationship. So it's like, actually, it's okay to be yourself, and there will be a little bit of pushback, and recognize that it's not about you, that you are lovable at your core, but it's going back and reworking these beliefs.
Yeah. And it's, I think, part of the reason why a lot of relationships break down, because people eventually then get so comfortable, as you said, they become naturally who they are, and then it shows incompatibilities. So this is why I say always be authentically yourself from the start, even showing your imperfections, because somebody who loves you will love you for all of you.
Yes, absolutely. Because otherwise they're falling in love with the facade. They're falling in love with this curated version that you've presented. And oftentimes, like, I've had this experience myself when I've started showing up more authentically in dating, that I'm less successful, but it's actually because I'm just not accepting relationships which are not serving me. So outwardly, it might look like I'm not having as much success in terms of getting into relationships, but actually it's because the people who genuinely like me, they're the people that are drawn to me. And it's a pretty good filter.
Yeah. And it's quality over quantity.
Amen, sister.
Yeah. Because who really has time to look after everybody? No.
Not.
Yeah. Yeah. No, ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah. So it's, if we switch the filter, instead of thinking I need to be liked by everybody, and decide who I want to be liked by and who do I want to have in my life that is we're serving each other, then you forget about all the rest. You're having fulfillment in those relationships, rather than trying to be liked and followed and by all on social media, and filling up sorry, it's noisy on the road, filling up your life with people that are not insincere, but not authentic.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said, it is exhausting and it's unsustainable. And like, I feel like there's such a thing around relationships of like, the marker of a good relationship is how long you stay together. And I just don't subscribe to that. I think that relationships can be there to teach you a lot. And it's about the quality of the relationship rather than how long you stay together. Whether it's a year or 50 years, it's like, how do I feel in this relationship? How does this person make me feel when I'm with them? Do I feel inspired, or do I feel like stifled and I can't really be myself?
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you for sharing.
My pleasure.
I'm really excited to hear more from you tonight when we're asking the boys, the gentlemen, the questions. So we'll get deeper into it. But first, I would like to share with you the guys themselves. And hang on, my apologies. Uno momento, por favor. Can you see my screen, Nina? I mean,
yes,
Michelle. Yeah. Okay. So you don't know the guys yet, so which is great, because I want you to come in this space from a clear mindset, not knowing who they are. This is Aaron. So Aaron is chivalrous, thoughtful guy with a cheeky sense of humor. And we have had eliminations, by the way. So we had 2 people leave last night. They're now isolating. And I would like to sort of get your opinion on who you think they might be as well, based on Nina's reactions that I'm about to show you. So this was their conversation last night. This is Nina she looks beautiful, but I just want to see what you think about her facial expressions, because they say facial expressions and body language give away a telltale sign. Mm-hmm. This is him doing his magic trick, and Nina's reaction, he makes me laugh. Will there be magic between them? So what do you think about Aaron from just seeing that just now?
Yeah, I think like Nina looks like she's listening intently and she looks excited and like there's some humor going on. I don't know if he seemed a bit nervous.
Yes.
Like, what I got from that, he seemed nervous.
Yeah. Good call. Very intuitive. Okay. But we all are, I guess, I'm not. We can all be nervous to start with, but yeah, that was good to pick that up from his photo. But he's lovely. He did well. So this is Arthur. Arthur is a simple guy with a heart full of love and laughs to give. And he played the guitar. Oh, this is Nina's reaction. So smiley. She's no Invisalign needed here. She's showing off her beautiful teeth. There's a callback to that, Michelle. They just had a conversation about teeth. So Arthur is playing the guitar, singing to her, giving her the finger. No, wanting to put a ring on her finger, and there she is being really happy. So from that quick overview, what do you think?
There seems to be like a playful energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she seems at ease, and again, like Nina's just a really smiley person also and full of life. It's very indicative of the person that she is.
Oops.
But yeah, he seems confident and playful. I really like that word, playful.
Yeah. Good summary. Now here's Daniel. Daniel is a father as well. He was a little bit late last night because of an incident, but I feel like he made up for it in the end. Not that it was his fault, but this is there's a big smile there. What's going on here? Daniel's a successful business owner and he's looking for love, he said last night. He wants to, that's a big laugh. They say when you laugh like that, you might be interested. Who knows? And then this is his talent. So he was cooking. He's a cook. Well, he's not a cook by trade. He's a tradie, but he cooked her a beautiful pub meal, and she looks like she likes it. What do you think, Michelle?
Well, I read what was underneath that he's looking for his queen, and what his his talent or his specialty seems very indicative of that, of wanting to serve and look after his queen. And Nina looks very inspired and drawn to that.
Yes. Okay. Good summary. Now here's Dante. So Dante is our guy from the USA. He's funny, respectful, with a splash of nerdy. Here he is having a conversation with Nina. This is her reaction. Oh, that accent. That's right. She was so thrilled about the accent. And they had a lot to talk about in common. And here he is break dancing. Give it away. And then this is Nina at the end. That boy can dance. If you can't dance, you can't do nothing for me, baby. What do you think about that, Michelle?
I love that. Like the energy that I get from Dante immediately is like a big heart and quite fun. Like he really likes to have fun.
Yeah. And
yeah, I think Nina looks like in what's the word? Just like curious.
Yes.
Yes.
You are doing so well. This is amazing. I can't believe you haven't even seen the guys yet. So this is Maharatia. Maharatia. There we go. I got it on number 3. So he was a bit, there he is coming in. He's spontaneous, active, and a little bit spicy. he broke it down with his break dancing as well. Oh, shake your bonbon. Nina's reactions. Uh-oh. And then bam. He actually ripped his pants off. We didn't actually get to see it in the live video in the time, but at the end you got to see it. And then oops. Cute butt. What do you think about Maharatya?
Yeah, so I feel it's kind of hard to get a read on him, actually.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't necessarily feel his energy that strongly. And I think Nina looks shocked. Looks shocked and a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, but maybe curious about it.
All right. You can't get a read from that photo, the bottom. Okay. And here's our last contestant, Robbie. So Robbie is a tradie looking for a lady. His talent was reading a poem that he wrote for her. So he's not jumping around or dancing, but he looks engaged. And that's a nice smile. I'm going to flash they say when you have an open mouth smile, that's a good sign. And there he's got, and there we go. What do you think? Oh, I spelt handsome wrong. Oh, no, I didn't. Did I? No. Anyway.
It happens. Yeah, so just from that like initial 2 seconds, I feel like there's more to Robbie than meets the eye from like what you had said about the poem and stuff. Like, yeah, I think that's really beautiful. And like that comes from the heart. And then, yeah, Nina looked really like touched by that.
Yeah. So out of all the guys, who do you feel was eliminated last night?
The one who ripped his pants off?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Nothing against ripping your pants off, by the way. Like,
no, there's nothing. It's a bit of fun.
And then was it Aaron at the beginning? The cards?
The magician? Yes, that's right. Let me see. Okay, so let's see who. Oh, yeah, it was Aaron and Maharatya. You were so very accurate. I know that's hard. Did you know that Channel 10 actually made me cross my own photo off after I got eliminated on the show? Did they do that to you, Nina?
No.
No. Yeah, they recorded me doing it for their stories. Can you just cross yourself off? Anyway.
You just got dumped on national TV. How about another form of humiliation?
Yeah. Anyway, so that's amazing. How do you feel about that, Nina?
Look, Michelle knows me pretty well. We have had an incredible journey together, and she inspires me so incredibly much. So I think the guys tonight are probably in for a bit of a treat because, you know, she's not just anybody who's here giving her professional opinion. She's someone who knows me very, very well. She knows exactly what I desire in a relationship, and you know, you can see that just with her reactions with those guys. You know, she nailed every single one of them. So I'm really excited.
Have you nailed them all? Jokes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, Nina's face. I'm so glad that that you got that right, Michelle. I'll bring it back to the seriousness now. Sorry. All right. So what I'm going to do is bring all the guys out. Arthur, Daniel, Dante, Robbie. If you want to bring out your cameras, that would be great. Bring out your cameras. Turn on your camera. Hello. How are you?
Oh, very well, thank you.
Hello.
Okay. So Robbie has got a different shirt on tonight. He's not coming straight from work. All right. So the next phase of this is we're going to do what I call Ninaology. So this is where I ask a series of questions about Nina from last night, just to see if you remember anything that she said. So are you ready?
Yep.
So all you need to do is the first one that jumps in with the answer. It's just to see how compatible you are with her and if you are really listening. Okay. So, okay, well, this one's an easy one because it's a warm-up one. What was the drink called that Nina had
Pina
on?
colada.
There we go. Arthur, ding, 1 point. How does Nina like her steak cooked?
Medium rare.
Oh, Arthur, 2. Oh, come on, guys. You pick up the game.
Did anyone else listen?
Question 3. What does Nina dislike at the beach?
Tan line.
Sand. Tan line, yeah.
Well done, Robbie. 3-1, Robbie. What was the main activity Nina did during Corona?
Main activity.
Isolate.
Oh.
Speak up, Daniel.
I'll remove 1. No, I'm joking. You
Jigsaw puzzle, was it?
Daniel, well done. Did you know that was sneaky because that was just a conversation that she and I had. It wasn't with you guys. So, well, that's a big tick. I'll give you 2 points for that. Arthur's face. 1.5. 1.5.
Not fair, not fair.
1.5. What was the main? Oh, that already said that. What is Nina's favorite Deliveroo cuisine?
Mexican.
Yeah.
Some sort of Mexican
It's a cantina.
from a local shop.
Yeah, the name.
Cantina.
Local shop
Cantina.
here up the road from our house.
Can't remember the name.
Burritos?
That was a
Cantina
cantina.
something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. What was the answer?
Something
It wasn't a
canteen
burrito.
or something.
I know it was a cantina.
Something canteen.
Everyone gets a point.
Everyone gets a point.
Arthur, I was going to say everyone gets a point because I think
Okay.
everyone got
I couldn't-
some form of that.
I
I
couldn't
need them. I
decide.
need the points.
What does Nina do for her job?
Laser therapy.
Laser clinic.
Her business,
Yeah.
laser, yeah.
Laser injectable.
Injections. Yeah.
An extra point.
Office
laser hair
work.
removal.
It was a business.
Office work.
Right?
Just opened last November.
Come on, anyone that owns a business knows it's all office work.
What's the name of her business?
Silk.
Silk?
lasers.
Arthur's just smashing it. You're doing so well, Arthur. Well done, Arthur. What license is Nina currently getting at the moment?
Boat.
Jet ski license.
Oh, she's getting both. Do they get
Boat
one?
and jet ski.
Half point.
Dante, is your mic on?
Yeah, it's on. Just getting warmed up here.
Okay. Yeah, because it's 2 a.m. in the States.
Just-
I thought Robbie was taking his shirt off.
So did I.
Oh, another one. Okay. So that was all the questions I had about Nina. What who did Arthur win that one?
I
Think
think
so.
Arthur was a clear winner of
Right.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the winner, which is you, Arthur, you both get
Yeah.
to tell each other one thing that you like about each other. Nina and Arthur. Arthur, you go first.
Okay. So I can tell that Nina is genuine, and I really like that. You know, she doesn't fake who she is, and I can really feel that.
And Nina?
That was really lovely. Thank you. I really appreciate that you paid so much attention and retained the information. It feels really nice that you actually took that on board.
Thank you.
And something that I like about you, I love the effort you went to last night in preparing that song and the performance. And I really appreciated the effort you put into that.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you liked it.
You're very welcome.
And on that note, I just want to say this is a little tip for you gentlemen out there. Everything that Nina has just said I'm going to say is a general thing that women love. A man that listens, pays attention, and just remembers little things like that is truly, truly special. And it actually makes us feel like a huge priority in your life. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't take much to just pay attention. All right. So I have one question, general question for all of you, and then we're going to go to an ad break. And after that, we're going to have Michelle. So have you got your seatbelts on? Ready for Michelle? So this one's just a bit of fun and lightheartedness. Arthur,
Yeah.
what's your opinion? You're ordering Deliveroo on the third date. Who pays for it?
I like to pay usually. You know, if she doesn't mind, you know.
Lovely. Dante?
I'll pay.
Genuinely. So you just sound like, oh, I better say I'll pay.
Yeah, no, generally.
Now be honest too as well. If you think okay, I won't answer for you. Daniel, what do you think?
Look, I think the man should pay. Whether a woman will let the man pay fully for the meal is questionable in this day and age. So,
Yeah. And Robbie?
Look, I will always pay, but brownie points to the girl, or sorry, the woman, if she offers to pay. I won't let her pay, but it's respectful if she offers to. But I will never let her do it.
Okay. So it says a lot about her and what. Yeah. But it also says a lot about you guys as well, and one of the major reasons why relationships break down is financial. So it's interesting. It's a very different world now. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to an ad break, and then we'll come back and get ready for Michelle. Are we ready? Oh, hang on. More technical issues. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves, please. Hang on.
There you go.
Far out,
Good,
Brussels
good.
sprout. Doopy-doopy-doo. I'm so sorry.
You know,
Why is it not working?
technical difficulties.
Let's go.
Hey.
Across Australia, restaurant doors may be shut, but their kitchens are still open, keeping people in work. And they're here to deliver. Support your local restaurants with takeaways by ordering today. The Australian restaurant industry is here to deliver. Download the app and order today.
All right, we're back. It was a quick break. How are you feeling, everyone?
Ready.
Good.
Ready?
Rejuvenated. Ready.
So I'm going to
Settle
pop.
in.
Good, rejuvenated. That's a good word. Rejuvenate. 5 syllables. I love it when I love language. Okay, it's not about me. It's about Nina. Okay, here we go. Over to you, Michelle. Did that work?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There you are. I couldn't see. I don't know what's going on tonight. Not my night. The beauty of live TV. So I really enjoyed our chat just now. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so I'm going to ask each of you a question, and there's no right or wrong answer. I just would love to know where you're at so we can see if it's compatible with Nina. So I'm just going to go across the board here. So I'm going to start with Arthur.
Yep.
So I would love to know, like, what do you believe, what qualities and characteristics, what do you believe makes a great relationship?
So in my opinion, I think it has to have trust, first of all, and commitment for sure, and great connection. You know, it's all about, you know, the connection between the both, how they deal with everything as a couple. And yeah, I think that's like the base, you know, for me.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right, Robbie, I'm coming to you. So same question. What do you believe makes a great relationship in your opinion?
Yeah, big. I mean, you want to be able to like go off with your friends, or let her go off with her friends and have fun, and not have that worrying toxic factor in the relationship. Having similar interests as well. You don't want to be always out on your own, doing your own thing, or dragging your partner along. Like, can we go? Is this over? Like, you want to both do the things you both enjoy. And if they're the same thing, that's good. And as a physical aspect as well, like, I think, like, you have to be very attracted to each other. I think that's important. You don't want to eyes wandering off at other people. You want to be, content with who you're with, and satisfy yourself, physically, mentally, and in every way. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Cool. All right, Dante, I would love to hear, same question. What do you believe makes a great relationship?
Communication and trust. I think those are big factors. If you're not communicating, it makes it very difficult moving forward. If you guys aren't on the same page, especially with communication, it's A, B, and B and A. That's what I believe in. If someone's receiving it, they're responding back. And then trust. Yeah.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. Quiet.
What was that?
It was all quiet. I was like, was that the right thing to say?
Just go a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Daniel.
Look, I think communication is number one. Trust, romance, and yeah, definitely having the same sort of interests. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
No worries.
Cool.
So what does Nina think about all of that?
So I think for me, the biggest things in a relationship, values and things that I desire, is definitely communication, trust. Empathy is a huge one for me. That's probably my massive trump card, is empathy. Resilience is another one. I think in this day and age, it's so easy for people just to keep swiping or jump to the next pretty shiny thing. And there's not a lot of resilience in relationships. So those are probably my really big important ones, with empathy being my trump card.
I want to marry you.
Okay.
You're beautiful. Sorry, guys. This is all right. So over to you, Michelle.
Yeah, so this is going to be individual for every single person of what you believe makes a great relationship, because it's your relationship. But I would say the foundations of a beautiful relationship are like trust and safety and communication. Like, when you have that foundation of safety, then you know that you can show up as your authentic self, and you can say the truth, and you can say what's really there for you. And that person will be able to hold you in that. So empathy, as Nina was speaking to, right? Having that trust, and as a couple of you alluded to as well, like that freedom as well to do your own thing and have similar interests, but also interests outside of the relationship. And something I really like to view relationships as is like, you have yourself, and then you have your partner, and then you have the third entity of the relationship. So it's not doing just what's best for you or just what's best for your partner. It's like, can we come together for a shared common goal and work towards the growth of ourselves individually and the growth of the relationship as well? So really having that open communication of, what do you need? This is what I need. And yeah, I loved what all of you said. So thank you.
I think there's a few crossovers there for you, Nina. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think every single person said the communication and trust, and I can relate to every single thing that every guy sort of listed then. I think they're all really important. I think the list isn't, my list of desires is pages long. And so, that's just a really short snippet of exactly what I desire in a relationship.
And I just think that's truly beautiful. And I love that guys, you are genuinely sharing. I appreciate you putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. It's fully sick, mate. I didn't mean to say that. It's fantastic that you're doing that. But I also want to say something to the ladies out there. This is why I'm doing this as well as another reason, is because I want you to see that there are genuine, amazing men on this planet. Like Nina said before, it's really easy to get caught up in the swiping and, you know, seeing something that's shinier and going to the next thing, which that can happen. But there are amazing men out there too. And I want you to start seeing them and opening your eyes to the possibility that they're out there. All right, enough from me. Michelle, over to you.
Yeah, I really love that so much. I just want to touch on that really quickly, of like starting to see the beauty in everyone around you, because there's incredible men. Like there's 4 in front of me right now, and I'm just like blown away by the level of vulnerability and how much you guys are showing up. So ladies, open your eyes because they're out there. Okay, now I'm going to get to the second question.
Okay.
So I'd love to know, I'm going to start with, I'll go the opposite way now. I'll start with Daniel. So when do you believe is a good time to have sex for the first time in a relationship or like dating?
Look, I think both parties need to be comfortable. Yeah, look, I wouldn't put a time on it. I'd just say, you know, after a few dates when, you know, things are sort of starting to flow really well and, you know, everything's going great, then I guess, yeah, every situation is different. So you couldn't put a time on it, I guess. Definitely not on the first date.
Cool. Thank you. Dante, same question. When do you think it's good to have sex for the first time?
For the first time, I think that intimacy plays a big portion of that. I think sex would be more meaningful if you are in love. I think once that level of love comes into it, I think it just makes sex a lot better for me, in my opinion. I mean, that's just what I see. I don't know when that timestamp it could be. It could be 3 months, 6 months. Really depends on that situation. I wouldn't jump into on the first date either, off top. But yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. All right, Robbie, same question.
Well, if you're dating someone in the pursuit of a long-term relationship, I don't think you can really put a time on it. Like you could meet them and have like both have very strong like sexual chemistry straight away. Maybe not on the first time, but hold out a little bit. But you know, if there's the chemistry, then you both want to do it. Why fight it? Why not just do it? But at the same time, if you're feeling like forced to, you know, for the guy to make a move and kiss her or something, probably don't do it. If it feels awkward, hold out. And, you know, if you're having fun just as friends or whatever, I reckon that's probably, you know, hold out for a little bit. But just when it feels right, when you both, you know, when you don't feel worried to do it, when you don't feel worried to make a move, I think is the best time.
Awesome. Thank you. And last but not least, Arthur.
Yeah. So in my opinion, I think it depends on the connection that they have and the chemistry for sure. I don't like to judge, you know, anyone. I wouldn't say it's wrong the first date or anything like that. I don't judge. And I believe, you know, if you have a connection, if you feel like it's right, you know, it's up to the guy, like the guy, the girl, to say yes, let's do it or not. You know, there's no right and wrong for me. I like to go with the flow, to let things happen naturally. So it depends. I think it really depends.
Cool. Thank you. Nina, darling.
Hang on, I'm mute. Sorry.
There we go.
There we go.
That's okay. I'm unmuted now. Look, again, I think I agree with all of the guys. I don't think it's a rule you can make across the board. I don't think you can say, I'm never going to have sex on a first date. I don't think you can say it's a 5-date thing. I think when the time is right for both people, for me, intimacy is something I really hold quite close to my heart. And I, as Belinda and I had sort of discussed on the very first episode, you know, I went on The Bachelor in Paradise and said that I wasn't going to be intimate with anyone, including kissing, until I knew that that's someone I could see a relationship with outside of paradise. And I spent that entire journey with one guy who ended up giving me an ultimatum to be intimate with him or he would send me home. And so he sent me home because I wouldn't be intimate with him, which is something that I discussed with him in our very first conversation. So for me, it's really important that I know there's exclusivity within the relationship, that it's just between him and I, and that it's not just sort of a fleeting romance. And then at that point, I know that I can be vulnerable, you know, not only emotionally, but also sexually.
Yeah. Oh, thank you all so much for your answers. Like, I agree with all of you that there's no one size fits all approach to it. Like, you can't just be like, oh, after 5 dates, like then I'll have a level of safety of when I feel like it's okay. I think that, you know, I do want to preface it by saying that sometimes people can jump into sexual relationships too quickly and then get clouded by that. And there's nothing wrong with having like a purely sexual relationship, but it can, those like hormones can go, oh my God, and hijack your system. And then you go, I'm in love with this person. And really it's just like these bonding chemicals that have hijacked your body. So with my clients who tend to do that, I'm like, take it slow, wait a little bit longer. And my big thing is like, you have your heart and you have your sex, and wait until they are both on the same page before you do anything, right? If your sexuality is like, I want this, but your heart is feeling a little bit scared, then wait for your heart to catch up so you feel okay to be vulnerable and to open, because women need that. We need safety to surrender. So yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Michelle. I think it's beautiful. Everything that you've said and all of the answers. I want to elaborate as well on what you've said, in the sense that people confuse lust for love, like you've just said. Those chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, all release. And then we can miss the incompatibilities of who we are with that person, which therefore then means there's heartbreak. So whilst you can find love on the first night sleeping with someone, I personally, this is just me personally, like to wait a little bit, because then you can at least get rid of the filters and and see more of the red flags before you can make that commitment to invest intimately with that person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I'm just going to flick it to gallery view now so we can see everybody. Did you, how are you feeling, Nina?
Yeah, good. I'm loving these questions, and I'm really appreciate the vulnerability that you guys are sharing. It's really nice to see in it. Oh, look at Robbie.
What? I missed I'm
and
going to unmute them all. Sorry.
No, and I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate you all showing up and just sharing that. And yeah, it's good.
So I'm going to now, Michelle, we were going to have another chat, weren't we? Is there anything else that you want to input on tonight to help Nina find love this evening? Not this evening, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like a big piece of this is knowing what you truly want, what you really desire, and the energy that you need, right? Because there can be like a big, like, I want this thing, but it's like, what's actually good for my heart? What's good for my soul? So, and trusting, like, this is the biggest thing that I tell. I work with women, but everyone, like, trust yourself, really trust yourself, because I could go into a big tangent about trust issues, but it's generally a projection of you not actually trusting yourself. So listen to your gut on what your gut wants and what your heart wants.
And what's the number one question that you get asked the most with regards to love and intimacy and relationships?
Like, if I don't get this question once a day, it's very like surprising, but it's like, how do I stop attracting emotionally unavailable men? Right? It's like, they're everywhere and it's them, it's not me.
I know the answer.
What's the answer, Nina?
You do Michelle's program and then you start learning a whole lot about yourself. That's the answer.
Yeah, essentially it's like doing the work, and actually it's like finding the payoff that you're getting from attracting emotionally unavailable men, whether that's like and generally it's, I feel really safe actually, because I don't have to show up vulnerably. I don't have to actually be exposed, have my heart and my sex exposed. And this is my safeguard of keeping hurt, so I don't get hurt, right? So it's about doing the work and healing these wounds so that you can be like, okay, yeah, I feel vulnerable and that's okay. And find people who will hold that and start changing your beliefs, as I said before, so you can start to see that there's emotionally available men everywhere.
There are.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things that you have said, and I say as well, but the way you've said it is amazing. You say you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are, which is, and it's really true, because despite how ready you can be for love or how much you want it in your life, if there's a love block, that I call it, that's going to keep coming up into your life until you clear that out and make the transformation and move forward from that. So and it's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. It's just having more of an awareness and having the tools to deal with it when it comes up.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you. So I want to keep you on, Michelle, because I want to keep getting your insight into all of this. But the next round is I want to leave it over to Nina to have another little conversation with all the guys, because I really want you to get the right one for you and make this worth everything that we've been doing. So I'll hand it over to you.
Beautiful. I definitely have some sort of questions for the guys, but also I think it's really important in these types of shows, and Belinda will be able to vouch for this, when you're a contestant on The Bachelor, you get so caught up in he needs to choose me, and you sort of forget that I need to choose him too. Yeah. And so it's not only about me choosing who I would like to get to know better, but I think it's really important that you guys make that decision that I'm someone that you would like to get to know better. So I will ask you guys a question, but I also want you to ask me a question as well. Is that okay?
Yep.
Yes.
Belinda, is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
Just write my own rules.
Yeah, no, I was just like, yeah, this is great. And I just was listening. I forgot I was hosting. Anyway, over to you.
Arthur.
Yep.
So you are obviously not Australian. So you've been here, you said, I think for about 5 years, you said last night. So are your plans to stay in Queensland or Australia long term?
Yeah, exactly. So I've been here for 5 years now. And yeah, my plan is to stay here, you know. I've been working as an actor, as I've said before, and this is a great place to be in that industry. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful country as well. So I really like Australia and I want to stay here. That's my goal. Yeah.
Fantastic. And what would you like to
question
ask
for
me?
you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So about relationship and long distance relationship, because not that it's a long distance, but you live in Brisbane, I live in the Gold Coast. It's a bit of a drive, like an hour drive. How do you feel about that, and what's your thought about this situation?
Sure, great question. I have been in a long distance relationship before. I had a partner who was in the military, so we would spend quite long time apart. I think our longest was 9 months. We didn't see each other while he was deployed overseas. And I think the biggest thing was communication in every aspect, you know, to have that open communication, which then led to a deep level of trust. that meant that we were able to, you know, go 9 months without seeing each other, that I was able to have a complete life that didn't involve him, but we still had that trust because I would always, you know, communicate what was happening or feelings that were going on. And I think there needs to just sort of be that mutual communication and probably an end goal that at some stage there would be a relocation, whether, you know, one person would have to relocate at some stage. I think in a long distance relationship, you can't just keep doing it forever. You know, there has to be a point where you do come together. So I think communication, which then leads to trust, but then also an end goal of someone relocating.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good question.
Thank you.
Let's go. Dante,
Hello.
how are you?
Good, good.
Good. I saw you really getting into Michelle's advice. That was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
good.
she's an absolute queen. She's mine. Don't steal her.
Oh.
So my question to you was about long distance, because obviously you're in SF.
Yeah.
So have you ever been in a long distance relationship?
Yeah. Not a long distance relationship, no.
Okay.
I have
And
not.
how do you feel about it?
I'm open to, like you said, coming to an understanding that at some point we do have to come to an agreement of either, you know, me coming out there or going to the location or figuring out a location at some point, which involves communication. So it's something I am open to getting to know more about, especially long-term wise. And you know, it's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I've never really done it before. So it's kind of a big shift for me. At first, I wasn't really too open to it because I'm so used to being physically talking with somebody. So it's always been my biggest thing. So it's a big change, but open. Gotta be
cool.
2020.
And what's your question for me?
All right. Have you ever dated someone who is in the States?
Yes.
Oh.
You said someone in the States, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2014, I met someone from DC.
Oh, okay.
Online, and we spoke and I guess had like a online internet relationship for maybe 4 or 5 months. And I already had a trip planned to Mexico. And so I decided after my trip to Mexico that I would go to DC and meet him for the first time. So he was in the US military. Yeah. And then I found out he was a catfish, actually. So it wasn't a great experience. But so yes, I have sort of put myself in that position before where I was prepared to go to the other side of the country and meet him. But yeah, so it didn't have a happy ending. But yes, I have sort of, I guess, had some form of relationship with someone from the States.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Of all the work you put in, and that's
yeah, when you have flights to DC and accommodation booked, that's not a good time to find out. Thankfully, I had traveled to Mexico with my mom, so she was there when I found out.
So was it 2 birds with 1 stone?
Yeah. So we went to Santa Monica for a week instead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we lived it up. So it was good. It was a happy ending in the end. Thank you so much for that.
All right. Just no catfish.
Yes. Belinda's done all the screening for me. So
she did the test. I passed.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Daniel. We got to unmute you. Yep, you there? Okay. I will be open and saying I've never dated a single dad before. So I'm sure you haven't either.
No. I've actually never dated a woman without kids, so.
Well, there you go. Sorry, I talked over you then. We can't hear you. You might have to come closer to you.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So you've never dated someone without children?
No, never.
Okay, well, there we go. So I guess for me it was, how do you find dating with children? And I guess the follow-up to that is, how would you feel about dating someone without children?
Look, I guess dating with children can be challenging. Obviously, they do come first and things do pop up. So I guess people in a relationship need to understand and be okay with that. And I guess dating someone without kids, my questions would be, do they understand how much time kids take up? And I guess, like all that sort of stuff around children. Like obviously, there'll be dates where there's kids on the date and dates without kids. So, whether or not they're able to, deal with that, I guess.
Yep, very good. So what's your question for me?
Hang on, I just wrote it down. What do you think is the secret to a long-lasting relationship?
Oh, I think the secret to a long-lasting relationship is two people who want the same things in and out of the relationship. I think having people who, have the same desires, who can have mutual respect of, values, boundaries, communication, trust, friendship, I think is a huge thing for me. I want someone to be my best friend. I don't just want a romantic partner. I want someone who can be a friend. I think you need to have, two worlds that can come together really easily and sort of form this one sort of thing. Everyone lives such different lives, and everyone's busy and everyone has things to do, but when you meet someone and you can bring those two worlds together and make harmony, then that's what's I think is sort of a secret to a good relationship.
What about being able to compromise?
Hang on, we can't hear you again.
What about being able to compromise? Do you think that's something that's...
Massively. Yeah, I think compromise is a huge thing. And I think for someone like myself, I'm very independent. I live on my own. I run my own business, my own staff. I can be very set in my ways. And I think for me, when someone does come into my life, it's going to be really important for me to be able to compromise with, their needs and their world and be able to manage that. But I also think for me, I need to meet a bit of a strong man as well, who can kind of put me in my place when I need to, or when I've sort of pushed the boundaries a little and be like, back in your corner. So I think that's something that I definitely need in a relationship. Thank you. All right, Robbie. Thank you. Oh, we've got you muted. There we go.
Hey, boo-boo.
Let's go get some picnic baskets. Oh, sorry, I had to say it.
He's just throwing out the party shirts now. Robbie, my question for you is, I guess for me, I think a lot of people judge me by my appearance or by what they think they know about me. And I think for you, I have a feeling that a lot of people would judge you based on the fact that you're like a, bit of a bigger bloke. You've got that sort of European woggy look, and they would just think this is a Gold Coast fuckboy. And is that true? Like, not that you're a Gold Coast fuckboy, but that people think you are.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So my question is, like, how do you deal with that? How do you find that?
Well, you know what? It's it's like I think about it all the time. Like, even just like strangers, they'll look at you, or they might see tattoos or whatever in a shaved head. They'll look away. Like older ladies will look at you and they're like scared or whatever. But you know what? Like in my line of work, I have to go into people's houses and talk to them. And at first, they might see a bit apprehensive to talk to me and who's this stranger in my house. But once I start talking to them and opening them up, and they actually give me a chance to actually talk, they realize that, I'm not an angry person or whatever I might look like, or particularly girls as well. They think, oh, you're completely different to what I thought you were. And I can hold a conversation. I'm easy to talk to. And I think, that's not common of that sort of Gold Coast fuckboy type. So, I don't know. Might just get to know me, talk to me, I guess, and you'll find out.
Fabulous. What's your question for me?
You seem pretty invested in your career, but you also said you had a European family, European background. And being from a European background as well, I know that some of those families can be like really tight-knit and really pushy with, kids and marriage and all that sort of stuff. How are you in that situation? Are you sort of like you the black sheep of the family like me, or are you more career orientated? You want to, set yourself up sort of thing, or you're ready to join the family and start,
Fabulous. Okay, so yes, I do have a European background. I'm from a Spanish Filipino heritage, but I don't actually have a close family. So I have lived very independently since I was 14 years old. And so I don't have any family here in Brisbane. I don't have any biological family network. I have an incredible network of friends and mentors that I surround myself with. So I guess for me, when it comes to family and career and building my empire and things like that, I think for me, having a family isn't just a sure thing. Like, I have to be a mother and I have to have children. I think what's really more important to me is meeting someone who I want to be the father of my children. And if I was not to meet someone who I felt like would be an amazing father, then I'm happy not to have children and just, continue building my empire. If I was to meet someone who wanted children, I would probably be very honest that it's not something that's in my immediate future. I am very career orientated at the moment, and I do have to, for my business and the sake of, my business partners, I have to really commit myself to the business and getting it up and running before there is any potential for me to go off and have children. So, I'm 32 years old. I'm still really young. But yeah, for me, being a mother isn't just about having children. It's about having children with somebody who I want to be the father of my children.
Yeah, it's a good answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. That was good.
Thank you.
I just want to know, does Robbie want children? Is that what I did?
Well, I think I'm the same. Like, I don't see it in I don't have any immediate plans, but I do envision myself one day being father, one day, but not in any sort of foreseeable future. So when the time is right, it will happen.
Yep.
Do you want to know that from all the guys, Nina?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll unmute you all. Okay, just you go first, Arthur.
All right. Yeah. As Nina said, very career orientated. So am I as well. So I don't have any plans to have kids in a short period of time. But, in the future, who knows? If if it feels right, why not? You know, I'm very family orientated. You know, I love my family, and I believe that family is a very big thing. You know, even being far away from them, I speak to them every single day, and I feel like I want to be a dad one day, but definitely not now. You know, not in the near future. One day.
Beautiful.
Daniel?
Look, I think 2 is enough for the moment. I'll definitely entertain the thoughts of having another one. I guess if I met someone that was right and I thought that it would be a good mother. But yeah, for the moment, definitely 2 is enough.
Dante?
For me, I have 2 older brothers. They have kids, so there's no really push on me having any children. It used to be, but now it's my parents' families. It's like, yeah, just take your time, you know, do what you gotta do. So that pressure's off. Another part of it is that I do want to get myself situated. I think that's the most important part. Then that probably happens afterwards. But yeah, if it's not in my goal or not something I really want to do, then it might not just happen. But first, it's working on myself. Personal developing, always a huge thing. Working on my career, getting businesses started, owning homes, owning properties, things like that. So a lot of goals in mind for sure before anything else. So those come in first for me. So not really
Right.
much of a hurry. I know I'm 32, so I don't really have not much in a hurry.
I love when older brothers or sisters take that responsibility
Right?
off. You might have done the same as well.
Like, all right, cool.
You got
That's
your
what I'll
grandkids. Leave me alone.
right?
And I hijacked your conversation with Robbie, Nina, just for that. So if you do you have anything else you want to say with Robbie?
No, that was fantastic. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So the next, after the break, this is where Nina decides who's going to isolate and who is going to isolate. So I do have a few more ad breaks in tonight, so you've got a little bit more time, Nina.
Thank you.
To decide. I thought, I might throw a couple more in. But before that, Michelle, do you want to have a little chat with Nina first about what you think? And the guys can listen. It's fine.
Yes.
Oh, awkward.
Yeah, we can. It's not X-rated version.
No pressure.
Hi. So I'm purely going off like my intuitive sense. And so there's a mix of like your answers and just like the vibe that I get off you. So my first, am I saying like just like, I don't know, am I saying about everyone?
Just say it, hun.
Okay.
Go
All right. So I think Arthur has like a lot in common with you in terms of like shared goals and like shared vision for a relationship of what you're looking for and what he's looking for and what you guys would want to create. So I feel like that would be a good fit there. And then my energy, like I know you so well, and I know you're like quite like a big energy, and I get the sense that you need someone super grounded as well to kind of level you out. And I feel like Daniel carries that like grounding kind of energy. Otherwise it'll be too like all the time. And also I know, like you've said, you work a lot in the career, and I think you need someone who's going to bring you back into more of a state of play and ease and just like back down to earth. So those are my 2 initial pulls, but like, I love you all.
It's the hardest. Thank you for doing that.
Writing it the whole time. I'm like, oh.
I also think Robbie has some good background with the the culture and the goals and the timeline as well. But I agree with you there, Michelle, and what you've said. My only concern with Dante is you live so far away.
I don't have Deliveroo either. I checked.
Okay, well he's out, so
Like,
made it easier.
Where's the humiliation where he has to cross himself out?
I was like, no, let me just cross myself out.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to now go to the break. So you can collaborate, make your decision on what you think and what you want. Are we ready?
Okay.
Okay. Stop! Don't scroll! Hi! Thank you for clicking on my ad. Now, I joke, but this is serious. If you are ready to find the love of your life, you've come across the right place. If you are sick of swiping right, swiping left, attracting all of the men that are not ready for a commitment, are emotionally unavailable, wanting just, Netflix and chill, and are intimidated by your success, then you've come to the right place, because this video I'm going to reveal to you the 3 steps to find him, how to manifest your king, the man that's going to treat you like the queen you are. How do I know this? Well, I lived my whole life experiencing toxic relationships, and that thunder represents how toxic they were. My first boyfriend abandoned me after 2 years. My second boyfriend, I walked in on him cheating on me with my best friend. My third boyfriend was domestically violent. Yes, it got worse over the years. So I had to find out what was going wrong. So I studied self-development. I became an NLP practitioner, a life coach, and I implemented these methods into my life and found transformation. Then I implemented that into my client's life and got transformation for them. They were, and so was I, in a place of feeling lost, like there was no genuine good men out there anymore. Transforming them from understanding that there are good men and actually allowing them to manifest a man that treats them the way they deserve. Now, if you want to find out the 3 steps to find him, all you need to do is watch the 25-minute video. Register in the link below and it will go straight into your inbox. I can't wait to see you there. All right. We're back. Unmuting. How do I unmute you? Oh, there
I'm
we
back.
go. Oh, you're back. You're back.
I had
So
to press a button.
you had to. Ooh, that's what she's. Sorry.
Uh-oh. I knew you.
So this is hard, Nina. Right? There's 4 really amazing men right in front of us. And
Yeah,
by the
thanks
way,
for
gentlemen, you're welcome. Gentlemen, by the way, if nothing comes from this tonight, there's some single women out there watching. So A, that's a positive, and B, Michelle's single. So,
And moving to Queensland.
I am.
So maybe we'll see. Not as all lost. So what I would like Nina, to do is before we do the isolate or isolate, I just want you to just address the guys and tell them whatever you need to say.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
That's all right.
Yet again, thank you so much for showing up, for being vulnerable, for giving your time, and, you know, coming into this journey, experience, whatever it may be, and, you know, just giving up your Thursday night to hang out with some cool cats. I really appreciate it, and it does mean a lot to me. I love the questions, and I love the fact that you guys are paying attention and, you know, retaining information. It's really cool. And like Michelle was saying, there are incredible men out there, and we all just need to change our mindset a little bit. Instead of talking about, you know, all the shit men out there, how about we praise the incredible men, and then we'll start attracting them. And but, you know, exactly, like, yeah, snaps for that. Exactly, like, you know, Michelle was saying, you start working on yourself and you start putting out what you want, and instead of concentrating so much on what you don't want, put out what you do want and watch the incredible men present themselves to you. And there you go. Yeah, it's happening. So you are all incredible. I'm very thankful. So thank you so much for doing this with us.
Okay, so we've come to this part of the evening. We will isolate or isolate. So I'm going to call 2 names and we'll reveal what part you're going through, if you're going through to the next stage or not. Are we ready? And I do the chicken version of this because I don't like to actually say it myself. So we'll let the video talk for us. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh, hang on. Wait, I didn't call the names.
Oops.
It hadn't given you the answer yet, so it's fine. It's tricking us at the moment. So this is for Dante and for Arthur. This is your results. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
So
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a no.
No.
I'm lost.
For Dante and Arthur, unfortunately, we love you very much, but it's an isolate tonight.
That's all right. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity, you know,
Yeah,
for meeting
thank you.
Nina and for having you guys here.
But Michelle's single, Arthur. You can swap digits after. I just love matchmaking, don't I?
But instead of them having to go through her, they have to go through us to get to her.
Yes.
Next series.
So that means Robbie and Daniel, you are isolating. So
Yet again.
yet
Well
again.
done.
So you're our final 2. So what that means is tomorrow we'll have you on, and you have one final chance to share with Nina why you want to go on a date with her, why you feel you are a good fit, and what you love about, I use the L word, what you like about her so far. Just woo her so she can make the right choice. And then you will have Deliveroo delivered to your door, and you will have a proper date, uninterrupted. I will interrupt in the beginning and then I'll leave you to your devices so you can enjoy each other and the beautiful meal Deliveroo has sent to you. So I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, Michelle, so much for your time.
Thanks.
Any final thoughts?
Oh, I'm just so excited to see like what blossoms here, and I just love being a part of things like this. It's so exciting, and you know, to show people that there are incredible men out there and just see them. Yeah, instead of focusing on like what you don't love, just see the beauty and the sensitivity to them. So that's what I want to leave with.
Yeah, amazing. Dante and Arthur, we won't see you tomorrow night, but thank you for the last few nights. You've been amazing. Truly appreciate it. you've got your big fan in the background there, Dante. So
Sweating, man. It's like
your biggest fan.
yeah, I was like, gotta sit on my fan.
So thank you so much for your time. And Robbie and Daniel,
Appreciate
we'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to let you all sign off. I'll just do a final convo with Nina, and then we'll see you then.
All right.
7:30
Thank you.
tomorrow
Nice and
night.
easy. Nice
See
meeting
you
you.
guys.
All right.
Thank you
Thank you.
guys.
See ya.
All right, bye.
Night.
So Nina, I'll wait for the. I had a feeling that Maharatia was going to come back tonight.
Did you?
Yes, he did message me.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, now Robbie doesn't want to leave.
No. Can you blame him? You're beautiful. So how do you feel about all of that?
That was hard. That was
Yeah.
so hard.
Yeah.
I really love how much they showed up, and I know I've said it a couple of times, and it's just so true what we've said, you know, with yourself and Michelle, that there's just incredible men out there, and you just need to see them instead of concentrating on all the bullshit we think men do. Men are shit, all men are cheaters, all men are liars. It's like they're actually not.
No.
There is some incredible men out there, and, you know, 4 of them were a part of tonight's conversation, and, you know, they just all showed up. They all gave input. They were all vulnerable. They asked amazing questions. So yeah, it was great.
I'm so glad. It's refreshing. I really agree with you. It's really refreshing to be able to show women out there who have had their heart broken, who have felt, you know, they've been cheated on, or just had, what's the word, lack of integrity in their relationship, or distrust.
Yep.
My analogy is, you know, when you go shopping, for example, for a car, and you're looking for a red car, and all you see everywhere are red cars. It's the same with relationships. If all you think about is the cheaters that's in your life, that's all that will show up for you. If you change your mindset to the blue car and what you want, then the blue car will appear for you.
Exactly. And instead of it being about that, you know, exterior one thing, it's like, how about we find a car that's safe, reliable, you know, all of those other things. And that's it. Once you change your mindset, and that's something that I was that person. I was like, I keep attracting these absolute assholes who just treat me like shit, who do these horrible things to me. And it's like, why? And then you work on yourself, and you go deeper, and you look at those roles that you play in a relationship, and all of a sudden you concentrate on the desires instead of all the crap.
Yeah.
And then these beautiful men show up.
Is there one thing in your life that you can really pinpoint that has transformed that for you?
I think I'm someone who's always done, you know, a lot of work on myself. You know, I've been through quite a lot in my life, and I think it's really important to process those and understand those traumas and things like that, so that you don't bring them into your relationships and things like that. But I think, you know, spending probably the last 9 months really investing in my business really made me realize I needed to invest in myself, and particularly on relationships. And like Michelle was saying, you know, I'm such a high achiever, which is one of the roles I play, is that I work so much because I want to be this high achiever, but then it also means I intentionally don't allow myself time to date. Then I can't get hurt.
Yes, that was my thing. So I can totally relate.
Yep. So it's like, I don't have time to date because I'm busy and I'm doing this and I'm achieving this. It's like, actually, I'm just doing it so I don't get hurt again.
And when you are honest with yourself, that is when you can break through those barriers.
Yep. And again, I had no idea that was a role, that being this high achiever was a role that I played throughout my childhood to get validation from my parents. And then when you weren't getting it, it's like, okay, we'll just do it now to protect myself.
Yep. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I've really loved this conversation tonight, and I've really enjoyed everything that you've shared, and the guys as well, and Michelle, phenomenal.
Oh, Girl crush.
I'm girl crushing you, girl. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So tomorrow night is our final night.
Mhm.
We can have a chat offline as well, but don't reveal it yet, but are you leaning towards anyone in particular?
No, I think I'm really 50-50.
Yeah.
But I'm going to brush my hair. I'm going to wash and brush my hair. I'm going to put on some makeup.
Date night. It's date night tomorrow.
Date night, date one, baby girl. I'm going to put in some effort.
But you know what? Effortless, you just look beautiful. So
Oh, thank you.
you're welcome.
I just look forward to Robbie and Daniel, coming again, showing up and really not selling themselves, but just actually being vulnerable and being like, hey, I think you're a cool chick and this is what I really like about you and this is about me. And, really just putting themselves out there. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Which is also what I would love people to do more in the dating world, is be vulnerable and show up and share rather than trying to put on this facade all the time to be liked.
Yep, absolutely. I could not agree with you more because it just happens far too much these days.
Yeah, you're right. It really does. And social media, I think, has a huge role in that at the moment. So, but I'm just having another technical issue, so I'm sorry. Really so bad, isn't it? My apologies. But I have really enjoyed this time. Tomorrow I'm really excited. I'm going to wear my date clothes too.
Ooh, double date.
Well, you got to impress. I'm not trying to impress him. I'm trying to impress the viewers. And also show people what to wear on a first date to give them some help around that as well.
Beautiful. Exciting.
So exciting. So I'm just going to open up the closing credits and then we will sign off. This isn't the closing credit. Far out, Brussels sprout, having one of those evenings, but that's okay. What's one thing that you've loved about this whole thing while I do this?
I think showing that men are capable of vulnerability. I think so many women in our age group and our era just have this such negative opinion of men that they're all pigs, they're all cheaters, they're all liars, they're all this, they're all that. And it's like, no, they're actually really vulnerable. They want the same things as we do. You just need to be open to seeing it.
And they have feelings too and get hurt. And that's also their blocks that are showing up and projecting. So we might have different genitalia, but we're all the same at the heart of it, really.
Absolutely. We've all got a heart.
Yeah. All right. Well, my cat's jiggling.
I thought that was your cat.
I should show everyone. He's just being naughty. So I'm going to say thank you so much for this evening.
You're very welcome.
You have a great day tomorrow at Silk. And I will see you tomorrow at 7:30.
Beautiful. I'll see you then.
Darling, see you.
Bye.
Mwah. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. What an evening this has been. I have had such a great time. We have still one episode to go tomorrow. So don't forget to subscribe so you can get notified as soon as we go live and can watch all of the action, because Nina will be making her final choice tomorrow for her date where Deliveroo will deliver the meals so they can enjoy social distancing date. The way to date while we isolate. I'm going to show you some credits now and then I'll be signing off. I hope you've had a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks, everyone. This is Going Live for Love, delivered to you by Deliveroo, Nina Rolliston's season. Our next season is Patty Collier from The Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise. So I am looking for 6 amazing women who are ready for love to go on a date with Patty from the Bachelor franchise. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is me signing off. I'm Belinda Love. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye.